Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today is April 20th. So, what is the significance of this particular day? We have Panchayati Raj system in our country. So, considered to be one of the fantastic constitutional amendments that took place in the year 1992 and 93. So, with which we have provided constitutional status to Panchayati Raj. So on this particular day, that is April 20th, 1993, the President of India has given his assent to the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Bill, and that became Constitutional Amendment Act, and that act came into force from April 24th onwards. So whenever such type of dates are coming into the picture, you cannot think that it happened so many years back. Why it may be a question? It will be a question definitely because always Panchayati Raj is there in the news, and every time we talk about the local self-governments and the government at the grassroots level. And there is so much, so many things to be done with respect to strengthening our Panchayati Raj system or grassroots level democracy. That is the reason why it may be a question at any time. So I'll just narrate this story. So what exactly happened over there? So for the first time in India, Free India, a committee was appointed by then government headed by Shri Jawaharlal Nehru, and Balwantarai Mehta Committee or BR Mehta Committee recommended for the introduction of the three-tier structure Panchayat Raj system in India. And for the first time on October 2nd, 1959, this Panchayati Raj system was introduced in Rajasthan and immediately followed by Andhra Pradesh during that time. So slowly over a period of time, all the states have introduced the Panchayati Raj system. But lack of this finances with the Panchayati Raj led to the failure of the Panchayati Raj system in almost all the states. That is the reason why there was a strong demand for providing the constitutional status to the Panchayati Raj. That is the reason why for the first time an attempt was made by Shri Rajiv Gandhi government in the year 1989 to provide constitutional status to the Panchayati Raj, but unfortunately, so that was a failure because though Rajiv Gandhi had got lots of majority in the Lok Sabha, the bill was cleared in the Lok Sabha but opposed by Rajya Sabha. Later, in the year 1991, after P.V. Narasimha Rao became the Prime Minister of India, again with some modifications, the Panchayati Raj, this Constitutional Amendment Bill, numbered 73rd Constitutional Amendment Bill was introduced in the Parliament. So, in the year 1992, it has been passed by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Don't forget, every constitutional amendment bill has to be passed with a special majority, and because this particular bill talks about the federal concepts, that is the reason why after it was passed in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, 73rd constitutional amendment bill was sent to various state legislatures. At the time the number was 25, and out of this 25 it has to be accepted by at least half the states. So this is the provision in the constitution. And at the time, 17 states have ratified this 73rd Constitutional Amendment Bill, and the bill went to the President of India. Please remember, at that particular time, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma was the President of India. Please remember the name. So, right, so from here, anything may be a question in any examination. Clear? Of course, latest things will be updating from time to time. So at the time, it was the Shri Shankar Dayal Sharma who was the President of India, and that great person, he gave or he assented 73rd Constitutional Amendment Bill on April 20th, 1993. That is the reason why, so we are expected to remember such important dates, right? As today is April 20th. So I thought that it would be better so to speak some few words on this particular aspect. Fine. And exactly after 4 days, that is April 24th, 1993, Panchayati Raj Act was put into force, and every state was given 1 year time from the date April 24th, 1993, and starting from 1994 onwards, every state has provided the or created Panchayati Raj structure as per the provisions that are given in the constitution. So today, if you look at any state in the country, every state has got its own system of the Panchayati Raj. Of course, though so many years are over, lots of things to be done so to strengthen the grassroots democracy, right? So these are the points I would like to discuss with you today, and we'll go further. I'll show you the document and we'll have a discussion on this. Look at this. So Yogi Adityanath is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. And after he comes to the power, after he became the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, so many decisions are being taken. And another important decision that was taken by Yogi Adityanath government of Uttar Pradesh is that Agra Airport to be renamed. Please look at the name. The name is important. Maybe every one of you are aware of this particular name, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. So now Agra Airport will be renamed after RSS ideologue Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. So the upcoming civil terminal at Gorakhpur Air Force Station will be named after Mahayogi Gorakhnath, who is known as the founder of the Nath monastic movement. And during that time, in the cabinet meeting headed by Yogi Adityanath, another decision was taken that the Vikalang Kalyan Vibhag, that is Handicap Welfare Department, will also be renamed as Divyang Jan Shasaktikaran Vibhag. Right? So this will become Divyang Empowerment Department. And especially see here, so with respect to the Agra Airport, in any examination it may be a question. But with respect to the Divyang Empowerment Department, that may be a possible question for those people who are writing the state level examination in Uttar Pradesh. So that is the reason why. So you should be able to differentiate what questions can be expected at the state level and what questions will be expected at the national level. Next one. Next, another important thing I would like to discuss with you is the VVPAT. Many times on this particular platform, I discussed this one with you. So this is a part of electoral reforms. So this is not the first time we are discussing about this VVPAT. But otherwise, for the first time in the year 2013, Supreme Court has highlighted this issue. What do you mean by this? Even in the recently concluded elections in 5 different states, so there was an accusation and opposition parties started accusing the electronic voting machines. And you all might have got the experience with EVMs or electronic voting machine. On the day of election, you will go to the polling booth and you will be pressing the button against the concerned candidate. And obviously, you will be very happy that you have voted and you casted your vote rightly to the person so whom exactly you wanted to vote. But some of the allegations that have been raised up in the recent past is that whatever the button you are pressing, the vote is going to be casted only to a specific political party. And this is what was made a big issue by various opposition parties in the recent elections also. That is the reason why it is very much there in the news. Can the EVMs, electronic voting machines, be tampered? We don't know. Election Commission has always rejected these allegations as false and baseless. Then what should be done? So the answer for this is get a machine which is considered to be VVPAT. Otherwise, majority of the political parties in the country, they are demanding for banning electronic voting machines and come back to VVPAT and come back to this ballot papers. So again, that will become very, very risky, and this is a Herculean task. So putting the ballot box, ballot paper, stamping it, folding it, and putting it in the box, opening it later, counting. So that will be really Herculean task, and that Herculean task has been reduced to very simple form in the form of the electronic voting machines. Now, majority of the political parties are demanding that it should be we should go back to this ballot box. So how far it is advisable? But the entire world is moving towards this faster mechanism in every manner. So right, can we pull back the largest democratic country in the world? Can we pull back ourselves to back to the ballot boxes? Answer should be no. But how do you address this issue? This issue can be addressed by in the form of the VVPAT. What is this? Voter verifiable paper audit trial. This is not a new concept, I'm telling you. This is not a new concept, but for the first time in India, it was used in one of the assembly elections in Nagaland. And you must be aware of the name of the constituency, where exactly VVPAT was used for the first time. Answer is Noxen. NOKSA, Noxen. I think I gave you this, this name also in the previous class. So for the first time in India, VVPAT was used in Noxen Assembly constituency that is located in Nagaland. And in the recent election also, in the recent election, 5 states. In Goa, we have 40 constituencies. 40 constituencies. In all the constituencies, VVPAT was used. So meaning the experiment is on and we are going ahead. Now, it is if you're providing this aspect only to one constituency or only to one state, that is not enough. You look at India, if you look at the Lok Sabha, 543 constituencies are there. So very, very huge. And in each constituency, you have so many polling booths. But how do you address this issue? You need to address this issue by purchasing the VVPAT machines. And today, if you give the order, tomorrow you cannot get it. More than 16 lakhs VVPATs are necessary for this. And for quite some time, even at the time of this UPA government was existing, Election Commission was requesting the government of India so to provide financial support to Election Commission so that they can place the order for VVPATs. So that what will happen? So VVPATs will be ready by the year 2018, and from 2019 from 2019 onwards, that can be used on very, very large scale. Clear 2019, we are going for the Lok Sabha elections. But why I am talking to you this? It is because the government has approved the financial support to the Election Commission with respect to purchasing the VVPATs, and the money will be released and Election Commission is going to place the order, and finally, so we are going to have this VVPAT. But what exactly? For newcomers, let me tell you how exactly the VVPAT is going to work. You know the EVM, electronic voting machine. So you'll be going there and pressing the button and beep sound will be there. You'll be happy and you'll come out. That is not enough because of the reasons I told you earlier. Now, for every EVM, VVPAT will be attached. Meaning VVPAT is an additional device. It's an additional device that will be attached to EVM. So the moment you press a button, meaning you are casting vote for a particular candidate by pressing a button on EVM, along with this beep sound, you will also there is also generation of a paper like a receipt. What we see in the this shopping malls. So a paper will be generated. Their name will be there, serial number will be there, and we can have a look at that very clearly. Clear, and we cannot touch that paper. So because that is completely screened, but you can have a look at this, right? So the receipt will be generated, and we can a voter can have a look at that for 7 seconds. That's it. 7 seconds is very much enough. So you can have a look at it, get satisfied. Yes, my vote has been casted to the right person, right? Otherwise, if there is any issue, so you can give a complaint to the election authorities who are sitting over there, and they will take care of this. So this is going to be a wonderful thing. So instead of banning electronic voting machines and coming back to the ballot box, so EVM with VVPAT. So this is going to address the whole issue, and this will be one more step forward for India. So this will be one more step forward for India. So with respect to with respect to this going towards strengthening our democracy further. Am I clear? And please remember what is this VVPAT, and in which constituency it was used for the first time, right? And today we are discussing because the government has approved the financial support to the for purchasing VVPATs, and this is going to become a reality very, very soon. Look at this. Look at this. It stands for Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trial. It was sought by the Election Commission, and the government has approved for the procurement of 16.15 lakh VVPATs. So the ballot slip contains the name, serial number, and symbol of the chosen candidate, and can be seen by the voter through a screened window for 7 seconds to check if the vote has been correctly casted or not. In fact, the order was given by the Supreme Court in the year 2013. So in the recent development with respect to Ayodhya issue, demolition of this Babri Masjid, Supreme Court has ordered for reopening the conspiracy charges against BJP leaders, and the names included, the top people in BJP like LK Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi, Uma Bharati, and so many other people. So this will be a big jolt. This will be a big jolt. In fact, recently the conspiracy charges against these people were quashed by the High Court. So, but again, the Supreme Court has asked for reopening the same. So definitely it is going to be a big jolt for these people. After all, Supreme Court is there for protecting the Constitution. The fundamentals of the Constitution must be protected. The spirit of the Constitution has to be protected. Look at this. Another important thing is that beacons. So you're all aware of this Lal Batti culture. So it became a fashion for the leaders. Not just the VVIPs or VIPs, even the common people. So they are also trying to have one Lal Batti on their vehicles. So that itself is showing that they want to get separated from the whole society. So what is this VIP and VVIP culture? Supreme Court questioned this long back, and it asked various central government and state governments to look into this one. Otherwise, both the central government and state governments are permitted under motor vehicle regulations that they can permit a dignitary to have this beacons on their vehicles. So, but why it should be there? So, what is this culture? And for quite some time it was there in the discussion, and it is also one of the important areas, one of the important agendas in the Narendra Modi's government. And yesterday a decision has been taken that from now onwards, no Lal Batti and no blue beacons on any vehicle. Clear? So even the state governments have also been stripped of their powers. So they also cannot issue the permission for any dignitary, the so-called dignitary, to use any type of beacon on their vehicles. And immediately after the cabinet meeting, majority of the ministers, they have removed, the so-called these beacons on the from the these vehicles. So this is a wonderful thing, and no vehicle will have these beacons from May 1st, 2017 onwards. So that will be permitted only for ambulances. That will be permitted only for the fire engines. That will be permitted only for the police vehicles and other security agencies. That's it. So this is really a good thing. Look at this. Rule 108 of the 1989 Motor Vehicles Regulations empowers the central and states to designate some dignitaries as entitled to red lights on the top of their vehicles. And this rule has been scrapped now. Even the states have been stripped of their powers to specify persons whose vehicles can use blue flashing lights. So now there will be no bati culture. In fact, Supreme Court issued the orders a long back. There was a huge discussion on this. And finally, the government made a decision yesterday, a welcome decision. And this comes into effect from May 1st, 2017. It's very, very near. That's all for the day. I'll see you tomorrow with more current affairs. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. And I wish you all a very, very, very good luck. Take very good care of yourself. Good night. Thank you.